In the past decade, musical instruments seem to have fallen out of favour, at least when it comes to learning how to play them. These days, younger generations are more interested in the number of likes they get than learning a new skill that could stay with them for life. Among those who do play, the classics such as the violin, flute and trumpet have been largely disregarded as they seek to emulate popular bands who play instruments such as the guitar and drums.
I think the main reason for it, well in my opinion anyway, is that kids these days are far too taken in with their technology, so their phones, their laptops, blah blah blah. I think that that's all the worlds really seem to revolve around, and picking up an instrument just isn't something that I guess a lot of kids feel like they want to do, because it's just far too easy to sit at home and be on your phone because it's very simple, but going out and actually learning an instrument is a task, and kids nowadays I think just don't have the attention span for it. Like, personally that's what I think. I also think that in essence popular music has changed so much from say like the 60s and the 70s, where popular music actually had real instruments in it, whereas nowadays it's so electronic that I don't know, that kids feel like in order to make good music maybe you don't need instruments, so what's the point?
There's like multiple reasons. Like there's less of it in schools, like there's less like music classes in schools. Like you look at like the funding cuts and like you see that it's all of like the creative arts which get cut for some for some reason. I don't know, I don't get it. They're looked down on slightly, I feel. So there's like lack of it going on in schools, like lack of like education. And then in secondary school, you get bombarded to take these practical subjects that are going to help you go further in life. And I feel like the look at people who want to study music is kind of less, so people feel like they don't have the option to go into music as there's less jobs.
To get a clearer idea, I went to Kenny's music store to get their opinion on whether or not musical instruments are slowly going out of fashion.
Oh, it's across the board, right across the board. So right from little kids about as young as like maybe 5 or 6, right through. So people through their 20s, 30s, and then older, so people in their I guess 70s and 80s and stuff as well. We've had people starting playing later on in life, so when people kind of retire, they'll start taking up an instrument. So yeah, it's really across the board. I would say probably guitar is the most popular. We sell a lot of other things too, like pianos as well, but I'd say overall guitar. And it's a good mix of like electric and acoustic, not really one more than the other.
After interviewing Aaron, it seems he has conflicting views based on his experience working in the store.
Well, I think as a kid it just wasn't something that I was that interested in. Like, I'd always been interested in music, and I'd had a couple of like violin lessons or something at school, because that's just, it's like mum was like, oh yeah, why don't you learn the violin? But I wasn't really into it, and I feel like that's like the main part, is that you need to be interested, you need to want to do it. So when I was a kid, it was like it wasn't like a cool thing, and I didn't really appreciate music that much, I guess.
With Alex, the issue wasn't finding the motivation to play, but finding the right instrument for her.
Originally, I started playing trumpet and cornet when I was in primary school, and then as I got older, I dropped those because my workload in school was too heavy, and there was no time for me to get in practice. So then I picked up drum kit because I already had one in my house, and I also sing as well. I'm not the best drummer, but I'll get there.
After conducting my research, it would seem that although schools have neglected to encourage the creative arts, some young people are still finding the passion and motivation to pick up an instrument in their own time.